Chemists, and welcome to Percent Composition, some more chemistry math, everybody's favorite. Here we go. 4 slides, that's all we got. So percent composition deals with what we call the law of definite proportions. And the law of definite proportions tells us that elements in a compound combine in a constant proportion by mass. Who cares, you say? Well, the reason we care is because we commonly show this as percent composition. And today I'm going to teach you how. And there's Miss K in the bottom corner, and she says, darn tootin'. Here is the formula for percent composition. So if I want to find the percent composition of an element in any particular form or compound, I speak the English. I take the mass of the element and I divide it by the mass of the compound and I multiply by 100%. So long story short, guys, it's like elementary school math. It's part over whole for every element. Let's make sure everybody's got that. For each element. All right, giddy up to go with darn tootin'. Let's look at what it looks like. So, what is the percent by mass of each of the elements in magnesium sulfate, MgSO4? So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to count them up. I got 1 magnesium. So let's write on here magnesium, and I have one of those bad boys, and magnesium has a molar mass of 24.305 grams per mole. I have a sulfur, and sulfur is 32.066 grams per mole, and I have 4 oxygens at 15.999 grams per mole times 4, that is 63.996. Add all of that together just like we did for molar mass, because that is the big deal here, and I have 63.996 plus 32.066 plus 24.305 is 120.367 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of magnesium sulfate. So now I'm just going to take each of these pieces, divide it by the entire molar mass, multiply by 100 so I can get a percent, and we're good to go. So 24.305 divided by the molar mass is 0.20192. 0.20192. Multiply that bad boy by 100, and I get 20.19% magnesium. Okay, sulfur 32.066 divided by 120.367, and I get 0.2664. If I want, oh, that's a 4, guys. Can you tell? Right? Okay, multiply by 100, and I get 26.64% sulfur. And the last one, oxygen, 63.996 divided by 120.367 gives me 0.531667. And so since I'm going to 2 decimal places here. 53.167 rounds to 53.17% oxygen. What if I want to check and make sure I'm good? Well, this is how I check and make sure I got it right, because sometimes I'm just not so confident in my answer. But I know that the whole of anything is 100%. So I go back and I say, okay, does 53.17 plus 20.19 plus 26, that's 26.64 equal 100, or super, super close to it? And so I'm going to do that really quick. 53.17 plus 20.19 plus 26.64 gives me exactly 100 on the dot. That's because I'm bomb. Let's check the next one. All right. What is the percent composition of each element in KMnO4 potassium permanganate? My favorite of all chemicals, and I show it to you every time. I'm going to show it to you again today. It's that beautiful purple chemical. So I know I've got 1 potassium at 39.098 grams per mole. I've got 1 manganese at 54.938 grams per mole. And I've got 4 oxygens at 15.999 grams per mole. So that is that 63.996. Add those things together to get the molar mass of potassium permanganate, and I get 158.032 grams per mole. Here we go. We're going to do each of these. Potassium, right? 39.098 divided by 158.032 gives me 24.7405, so 24.74%. And I skipped the whole decimal for you, so let me just make sure for manganese I go back and do that a little slower. So manganese 54.938 divided by 158.032 gives me 0.347638 blah 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 blah, but we know I'm going to 2 here. So does this 3 round the 6? No. Multiply 0.34.76 blah 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 times 100, and I get 34.76% manganese. And last one, oxygen, 63.996 divided by 158.032, and I get 0.40495. This is a fun one to round. What am I going to do with this one? Well, the 5 rounds the 9, but the 9 rounds the 4. I'm just going to call this bad boy 40.50% oxygen. So there's my oxygen, 40.50%. 0%. Let's add them up for funsies to make sure it works. 24.74 plus 34.76 plus 40.5, and I get 100 on the dot again. I am the man. It's okay, you can say it. All right, later.